Hello, everyone. It's Stephanie Stevens. How are you guys doing out there in TV land? Today on the Stephanie Stevens Show, I have the incredible Miss Shari Page is in the house tonight. We are going to talk about mental illness and surviving beyond all of the trauma and all of the drama that she has lived through within the last few years. She wants to share her story with the world about how to survive through the roughest times and the worst times. So today on my show, I have the incredible Miss Shari Page. Hi, girl.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for coming on my
No
show.
problem.
Okay. Now today, we wanted to talk to you about what you were going through. Where are you from?
I'm from Oshawa.
Born and raised?
Well, partly. I came to Toronto and Cabbagetown in 1970.
So go ahead.
Well, I've always gravitated back here, Cabbagetown. Kind of Regent Park, Cabbagetown. Because it was the happiest place I ever lived as a kid. So,
Wow.
it's like I was a free kid, I'll call it, but we'll call it a no shoes, dirty, ripped clothes, happy. Get out for going out and playing, don't come home till after supper type thing.
Oh.
So the hippies looked after us, and so we're raised, so I was lucky.
Now, do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do. I have a brother, Johnny. My other brother Shane is, he's passed away. My sister Nadine, it was pretty tragic, but.
So, how old are you now? You don't have to tell us the exact age because you're not
I'm
supposed to ask
proud
the
because
world.
I'm still here. I didn't think I'd be here past 30, and I'm 57.
Wonderful. I mean, it's a blessing today with people going through what they're going through. It's a miracle that a lot of us have survived through some really rough things between the 80s and until now, 2019. We've gone through a lot of things: AIDS, SARS, homelessness, disabilities of all kinds. The mere fact of just something bad seems to have happened in the world. What do you actually think has triggered these problems? What do you think is going
I think
on?
it's runaway brain and instant gratification. We had a lot of fun in the 70s. Times were simpler. Like in our rock and roll bars, we never saw a cop. The thing is that drugs were way harder to get. It's 80s, 90s. But, to tell you the truth, I went to the men's gay bars to get my drugs.
I know. They're loaded with drugs in the gay bars, for sure. I mean, it's part of the culture in the gay bars.
And it was a simpler time. We had phones. People went out to play. We did things, and we could get rid of our energy. But in the 80s and the 90s, it was like the phones, things my personal opinion is like runaway brain. We just kind of went too fast. And the illnesses, and my brother included, he passed away. He had HIV and hepatitis C, and it was like those diseases are out there.
Rough. I mean, thank God we've advanced so far now to where people are living longer. It's a great thing that good things have progressed into people living longer and having a better outlook on life now. It's sad that a lot of the entertainers I work with are gone too.
Yes.
And I miss them. But at the same token, in life we all are dealing with something in our lives at this moment. A lot of us don't show it and don't say it, but behind closed doors we cry, and and people sometimes don't seek the help they need, even when it's given to them. But today, the reason I had you on my show is because I really want people to understand your story. I want people to understand that mental illness affects us all in some form or another, and or our friends, our family, and so I just would like to know, like, what was your childhood like? Like, was it fun, happy?
Well, I think there was a lot. We were kids that, well, I'm the oldest. So my mother was like 16 when four kids by the time she was like 20. She tried her best, and like, I mean, she had spirit, okay? She would take us into stores and put coats on us, to keep us warm. And then we met my stepfather, and, he was pretty violent. He had, my mother was an alcoholic, he was a rageaholic. So as a child, me and my brother, we both ended up with post-traumatic stress from beatings. Like real beatings, beatings.
Wow,
So in the 70s, they said it was okay that people got hit, but some of us really got it, and I mean, it wasn't normal. And I actually sued my parents and the Board of Education and the Children's Aid and 3 idiots in Oshawa or Mississauga. Because they all my life I'm one of those people that has to have resolve. And the thing is that in my life, I have to say I've been through hell, like pure hell. I mean, we all have the story. A story mine involves sexual abuse, child pornography, physical, excruciating pain. I mean, my brother and I would laugh because, some kids would say, verbal abuse hurts more. Well, that's nuts, okay? That really is sometimes. But as you get older, it's the truth.
It's true, because verbal means that you carry it with you. You carry it in your mind with you every day. It's something that we as human beings should understand, that sometimes what we say really has an impact on people's lives throughout their lives. Because as long as you can have a memory, you can always remember when somebody abused you or hurt you or just upset you and did bad things to you. You can always remember these things. So that's why it's strange that we carry this with us for life, and it can be very damaging with us just carrying that with us. But it's very hard to forget when people have done you wrong or hurt you, and you really thought that you were a good person, or you came from a good background, or you try to be a good person. Or
you loved them anyways.
Yeah, there you go. Now, when did you know what was the first thing that triggered any issues that you had? What was the first thing, whether it was the mental, the sexual, the family? What was it? When did you know that you had a problem?
When my stepfather came into my life, and the physical beatings. It was pretty carefree before that. Poor. Okay, dirt poor, but my mother sort of made it a game and made it fun somehow. We would literally go out and play Peter Pan and get sheets and, food. But as I got older, I want to say, with this time we have, I had success in my life after all of this. I felt, I went to a therapist. I spent a lot of money, and unfortunately that was then. I could do it now for free. There's so much out there. But, I did, and I faced all that.
Did it
I have
help
to
you?
say, yes, it did. When I have an intrusive memory or a flashback, and you just go back there, I try to have the memory, but then I find a good memory as well. okay, to sort of make it even. You know, the thing is, I don't want to be a survivor, Larry. I want to be a thriver.
Okay.
You know, I want joy and happiness, and I really fight for it through drug addiction, through loss, through beatings, through mental stuff, through sexual abuse, through rape, through mental illness, through being institutionalized to being trapped inside, rape inside in the violence, and having to turn, you know, to survive. And then get out and find your soft self again, your you know, the self that can be soft and also have strength.
Okay.
You know,
So,
and it's not, well, I have to say honestly, I'm not a religious person, but you know, I do pray. I ask for the willingness to be willing, sometimes to even be willing. And I quit smoking, I got off drugs, I got off methadone, I'm not bitter and I'm not angry. To me, that's success. When
That
the
is
memories
success.
come up,
That
though,
is
I let
success.
them out, and that part of me will, but then it's out.
you know, Shari, it's funny. I like what you just said, because you know what that, to be honest, what that just told me is that you took control of your life. You took control of your destiny and the issues. You just took control of those things. And that is something a lot of people don't do. But you know what? Looking at you, I can see that it's real. That you've overcome a lot of the hurdles, because I can see it in your face. And I know sometimes we can hide things, but you can never hide things when they really hurt you.
Right.
No matter how much of a mask you put on. And trust me, I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But this is your story. I'll tell mine sometimes for you guys, okay? But I am glad to see that you're strong, you're healthy, and you got a new addition to the family, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did.
She got a new
I've
addition
been
to
trying
the
to
family.
be subtle.
So, and
Yes.
she told me, like in the summertime, she was going to take care of something that she was insecure about, and something that I deal with all the time. And y'all know what I'm talking about, these two things. And she just had a little bit of a boost.
Procedure.
Yeah, see, the girls are up.
Yes.
So I'm glad to see. I mean, you know, sometimes we talk about making things, doing things in our life that makes us feel better and look better. And you actually did it. Now that's amazing. And I saw it when we first were doing the first talking about how the show was gonna go. And I saw them. I didn't want to say anything. Then you brought it. You said you don't see anything. And I was like, I saw them. I just. I didn't want to be intrusive.
Yes.
But I'm glad to see. So, are you happy? Are you happy now, Shari? No, let me ask this question first. Were you ever in a relationship? Were you ever married?
Oh, yes, I've been married twice. I'm still married. I've been separated for 15 years. I've been married since I was 19. Libra, sign is we are marriage. Okay.
So what kind of men are you attracted to?
Kind, easier going, but strong. And also on the ball.
Okay.
Like he has to have sort of his lights on. I don't expect them to
Lights
be.
on, man. Lights on.
Yeah.
Now, looking at your pages, you seem like you like guys that are rock and roll looking, or more of a country and western kind of.
Well, maybe a little in between. I've been sort of with somebody, but in the last couple of years we've just, worked out a really great friendship. And that man, his face, people can judge, but to me, I've seen pretty boys. I've seen rock and roll. Of course, there's beauties, really handsome out there, and you just like. But this man, his face through my eyes is perfect beauty,
So do you like you like musicians?
Yes, well, yes, because I need them. I'm a musician.
Okay, wonderful. Now, being a musician, let's say, can you do a little song or a little something for us to show us what you went through? Just give us a little taste.
Okay. I guess the best song that I can use to represent, I'll just sing. Them that's got shall give, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that got his own. The strong gets more where the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that got his own. Money, you got lots of brands hanging round your door, but when it's gone and spinning hills, they don't come no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and size. You can't help yourself, but don't take too much. Mama may have.
Wonderful. That's amazing. Oh my God.
That's a Billie Holiday song.
That's great though. I love that.
love her.
Oh my God, you're so good. And I could feel that you felt the song. You felt it.
Yeah.
So the way you sang it was strong, powerful. You took control of it. So I think that explained to everybody how she's feeling these days. Things are in a positive direction and going well for Miss Shari Page. Now, I just want to say that for people out there dealing with mental illness,
yes,
where would you suggest they go? What would be the first thing you think they should do once they recognize they have a problem?
They've got to first get an opinion, and then they can get proactive for themselves and do research. I've been through since my 30th birthday. It's been about 5 years, but I'm telling you, Stephanie, I have been through years in hospitals because I never wanted to take some of their medications, their antipsychotics, because in truth, for mental illness people, it's like a lobotomy in a pill. Like, I didn't want to play guitar, sing, draw, write, nothing, except watch TV. And I didn't even feel too bad about it. So, but something was missing. So I took control. I read, I found out what I needed, and through all these years I've learned my medications. I'm bipolar schizoaffective, but I found out through CAMH. Okay,
a great
that they did finally I had seizures every time I lost it, and I'd say for 20 years I think they're like connected, but nobody would do anything until CAMH. And then I found out that I had temporal lobe epilepsy. And then I did research on it. And then I thought, oh, geez. And then I thought, ignore it, just be, take the medication for it and be. And that's what I do. And a lot of my medications, I don't even notice I'm on them. I don't have the lag and the side effects. But I do have to say that I have lost more friends to suicide and violent death through mental illness than through drug addiction or anything else. And it is a sad thing because we go into the hospitals, we make friends, when we get out, we separate. Okay, to me, it was a part 2 in my life. Firstly, though, when they told me I was manic depressive, I thought, nah, it's too good to be true that I haven't remembered. It's my childhood, it's like they're all wrong, But anyways.
But we always think the doctors are wrong. We always think the doctors are wrong. It's like, no, that's not it. And they're like, yeah, that's it. And you're like, no, it's not it. I feel this way. And
fight. Like I fought them for a long time. And that was what got me. I mean, I've been taken in by, the police, not because of violence, but just because I couldn't look after myself properly. And they give you a choice. They say, do you want to walk in or do you want to go in cuffs? If we go in cuffs, we get right in. If we walk in, then God knows how long we're going to sit there, and you won't be able to have a cigarette because we don't smoke, but you'll have your cigarette the fastest if we put you in cuffs. And I thought, okay, that sounds pretty good, and make the best of it.
Well, today I have been really watching the mental illness thing, and being in the gay community, we have a lot of it. I mean, which my community doesn't really address the issue because it's masked by so many different other things.
Right.
The celebrity, the shows, the dance, the party, they call it. They call it the party. and just because you're acting strange, they don't realize that it's just not just mental illness. It's drugs. It's a whole lot of other different things. And mainly within many communities, we tend to hide these things or cover these things up. But now I noticed in the last few years, people are bringing more attention to mental illness and what people are actually going through. And it's great that Shari is sharing her story with us. And like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel. Now, we have Shari Page here today talking about mental illness and what she has gone through. We didn't want to get into the heavy part of it because the video would be like 15 hours long. But we wanted you guys to understand that she is a survivor. She is a survivor of mental illness and what she's going through right now. And she's going through it in a positive, and she has a clear focus of what is happening with her. And sometimes we have to get a grip on our lives and understand, seek help and understand what you're going through, and understand that we all need somebody to help us, and you have to ask for help if you have a problem. Don't just sit at home or hide and act shy. You have a problem, you ask for help. If you're homeless, you ask for help. If you're anything, you're a drug addict, you're addicted to anything, ask for help, people.
And there's so much of it.
There is so much. We are so lucky. Even in Canada, we are really lucky. We have so many resources to help us with everything. So you guys, there's no excuse for you not to get the help that you need. And Shari Page is an example of that. She is getting a lot of the help that she needs from a lot of great places like
Sound Times, like Council Fire, like Fordio, these places are supportive places.
These are resources. CAMH, Fordio, the Gershwin Center.
20 Dundas Street, East, and the Gerstein Center, as you say.
There's never any rejection in any of these places. You can go there anytime that they are open and take part of their services.
I have to mention the organization that pretty much saved my life, and that's Breakaway. It's actually a methadone clinic, and when I was younger, I needed to go on it. I'm actually off it now, but I still am connected with them. Right, with the therapist I have there, I've been connected with her for years, and getting off it was my goal. The thing I got to tell you is that when I was young, I was sort of forced to go to AA. And I went to AA and I learned a lot of their stuff. and I grew up in AA, and it was an actual good thing, but I didn't want to live on the extreme. So I went to a therapist, I got help, said, look, am I one way or the other? I want to do therapy for a year, and then maybe I'll try to have, normality. I tried it. I tried, one thing, another, and break away.
Yeah, it's hard.
I found another stepping stone, because there's many paths to the garden. If AA doesn't work, there's something else. Keep on looking. Never give up. Just never.
Great advice. Never give up. That's something that I've learned the hard way. Never give up. Like I said, is if you guys need help, or if you need an outreach place to find, check out CAMH, Soundtimes, the Gershwin Center, and of course the place that saved your life, Breakaway. I'm Stephanie Stevens, and I want to just say thank you to Shari Page for being on my show today. Hopefully we enlighten you a little bit about what a lot of people in Toronto and around the world are going through. And my job as a host, or just as a person that's concerned about our communities, is to share people's stories that can help us all. And so I just want to say, I met Shari last summer on the patio, and we hit it off, and we've been singing and playing the guitar and laughing, and I can't really sing. I sing off key all the time. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Stephanie Stevens Show. Thank you, Shari.
Thank you, Larry. You're a good man. Give me a hug.
And thank you. Over and out, everybody. Bye-bye.
See ya.